Lauri, Markkanen, and Keyonte.
They beat Utah November 24th, 134-117. Butler and Draymond, Quentin Post, Steph Curry, and Moses Moody. So the Hall of Famers are all back tonight. Jimmy was under the weather, but he is going. Steph with the ankle, he's ready, and Draymond had the rest. Shot clock at 3. Moody's got to beat the buzzer, and that did nothing. So the 24-second violation, a good Utah defense to begin. Svi Mykhailiuk with Lauri, Markkanen kept
possession. So that messed you up a little bit, caught you off guard. You were able to get a great shot. Gonna have to slip out of some screens.
Keyonte George missing from the elbow, and Moody was trailing him nicely. Billy Kennedy, Kevin Cutler, and Simone Jelks, our crew.
Every time I see Billy Kennedy, I'm like, they got to challenge everything. We need to see you do your thing. Show me greatness with the presentations.
Snap for the step back, rimming that out. But yeah, Keyonte George in year 3 is getting into superstar status. When you think of 25 a game and scoring at all 3 levels.
Warriors are switching a lot too.
George missing that 3. And you saw Draymond with the attention on him. And the first meeting, they had Markkanen and Keyonte George kind of got loose early in the game.
It's solid on-ball defense because Draymond gapped him a little bit, but Draymond is so long he can still contest the ball of that jumper.
Jimmy Butler inside. Didn't quite get that off iron.
He always has the right idea. Drive it.
Markkanen at 7 feet. That is a great no call, by the way. Markkanen putting it up and in.
Curry's back there. He's trying, but you got to attack him.
Yeah, Markkanen, great three-point shooter, can score inside, every bit of 7 feet. Steph wanted some contact, didn't get it. And Markkanen headed the other way, this time on Draymond, and the same result, able to score.
They're getting stops. They're 30th when it comes to their defense, but they're giving you a tough time because they're switching a lot. They're moving their feet right now. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes teams see the Warriors, they get out of character.
Draymond 3. We watched him warm up pregame. Strunk was looking good.
Oh, he did look good. He wasn't bending over too much. He kept his torso kind of straight up and down. As long as he gets that knee bend, the ball gets up in the air really nicely.
Kevin Love missing the 3. This is the 5th game in 7 days for the Warriors. They will do that only twice all year. This week and then in March. They have a long road trip, but 5 games in 7 days is a lot. Jimmy Butler took the bump and floated it home.
You're running that ball screen and 2 guys go with Draymond for enough time to get the angle for Jimmy Butler.
So Moody has that Keyonte George assignment. And Moody takes it away. Butler running with Steph. Hanging, floating, and getting to the line.
Keyonte George is a little too nonchalant around Moses Moody. Curry back in it here.
I think Dub Nation would know because we brought it up. In terms of plus-minus, the season leader right now is Butler with Quentin Post. Guess who's number 3 in plus-minus for the Warriors?
Not far.
Moses Moody,
right? Yeah.
Because offense and defense matters. He's plus 66, 3rd best on the team for the year.
You touched on his 3-ball streak. He's been knocking those down, but he always cares about the defensive end. No matter what's happening on the offensive side, he's going to bring it defensively, just effort-wise.
Over that screen, Quentin Post rotated nicely. That's good team defense. That outlet deflected away, and the Warriors are fortunate.
You'll live with the Utah Jazz, as they will sometimes. You get an offensive foul. You got to make sure you're stationary on those screens there.
Yeah, and you mentioned why they're dangerous. They're the 7th leading scoring team in the NBA, Utah. So they get Detroit. They beat San Antonio in San Antonio. If you're not ready, they have the firepower to take you out.
Their offense has really come around, and especially in this month. And it's been lower turnovers for them and much better shooting percentages.
Mykhailiuk, Quentin Post tracking him out to the corner. Mykhailiuk, good outside shooter and bottoming that 3.
He's 40% from 3-point range. When I say this month, I meant December, last month. They've gotten much better when it comes to their 3-point shooting, their percentages overall.
Butler dropped it off to Draymond. He cut perfectly, laid it in, drew the foul.
He's got a great angle as Draymond's kind of cutting right in front of him. That is spectacular.
And without Walker Kessler healthy, Remember that Kevin Love is your rim protector at 37 years of age. I mean, don't be afraid to go inside.
Well, that's why they've struggled a lot defensively without Kessler in there. As
Look at
Moses Moody gets
again.
another one.
Another deflection. That's no reset of the shot clock, so it'll be 13.
We got drinks spilled on.
There's Keontae George flying to the rim. Is he a 1? Is he a 2? He's just good. Draymond had made 1 3. Fouled that one out, and Markkanen with a rebound. Brandon Podziemski, GP2's wearing a microphone, and they get their first playing time here in the first quarter. Kyler to Markkanen. See, Draymond was there, but Markkanen's 7 feet tall.
That's the versatility of Markkanen. He's setting the ball screen there, and Mykhailiuk, 2 defenders kind of stay up with Mykhailiuk. Probably want to switch that action, especially like-sized guys almost.
Pass knocked away. Sensabaugh with the steal. Sensabaugh trying to throw it back out to Kevin Love. He's the beneficiary.
So you're coming into this game. You're not exactly sleepwalking, but you don't want to take this Jazz team for granted. They've gotten off to a good start on you.
There's both been 3 of 8 with 3 turnovers already in the first 5 minutes. Steph, quick release. Sensabaugh rebound in motion. Curry knocked it away. Moody's getting his hand on everything. Podziemski couldn't quite bank it home.
Now they have the counterattack going.
Keontae George stripes a 3. That hurts right there.
Big.
Steve Kerr going to use a timeout. That's some energy. Back-to-backs can be this way sometimes. Tic-tac-toe. And GP2 couldn't get it home. That was a beautiful play. Everything but the finish.
Working off of Steph's double teams again.
Mykhailiuk.
Wait a minute. He's working off the dribble too, though. 40% three-point shooter. Putting it on the floor and giving you the business.
So Taylor Hendricks first playing time. 1 year in Central Florida. 9th pick in 2023. He's dealing with Moody right now.
He's 39% from three-point range, but he can put the ball on the floor. Steph stepped on the sideline. This
is exactly what Utah was looking for, is to build a lead and make the Warriors try to play uphill. There's Jackson Davis first playing time. Shot clock at 8. There's going to be a lot of Keontae George and a lot of Markkanen. And Trace defending the iron there. Podziemski comes away with a rebound.
He went straight up, kept his verticality.
Pass to Moody. And 22 straight games with a 3 for Moses.
How about Pod's decision making? He was just looking at Hendricks, who was guarding Moses Moody there, and he was trying to get back to him. He was just late. If he fires it over to him, Moses is going to have an open look.
You got to help Steph there. Markkanen going to settle for the jumper. That's a win for Curry. And the Warriors get it out of bounds. See man and ball always. You turn your head, particularly the NBA, it's whizzing right by your ear.
Hendricks knew he was in trouble there.
Split cut. And Curry on a reset 3. He got it. So Steph's first bucket. Moody hits a 3. Curry hits a 3. So 75 straight for Steph and 22 for Moody as he's tracking him.
He makes that pump fake and reload look so easy. It is not.
Mykhailiuk again. Fired. Podziemski the rebound in motion. Anthony Melton's first playing time. He's not playing back-to-backs right now, but Mitchell there. Kyle Filipowski out of Duke had a great summer league, and Melton, he knocked one away, and then that was dribbled off the foot of Keontae George. So Mykhailiuk ends up with an open 3. This is a crazy sequence. Utah have another opportunity.
Utah's active right now.
Isaiah Collier in the lane. Keontae George bottoming at 3.
It's another rough sequence there. But you're building. Been better since the last time out.
You had that activity at G in the front court, but just off a heel, and then ends up being a 3. Podziemski the other way. Melton is working on that 3 ball. Saw it all pregame, and that one looked good.
Podziemski's creation, you're breaking the paint. He took a beat, took his time, pivot game, find the open man.
Utah had the 8-point lead. It's down to 2. Melton got a piece of that. The Warriors are getting deflections.
Vice versa, pivot game, take a beat. Podziemski did it that last possession.
Will Richard checking in. Filipowski scoring inside. Will Richard had 13 last night. He's got a bit of a heel issue, but is playing through it.
Filipowski is another kind of stretch big. He can put the ball on the floor too. These guys are getting really agile on you as Hendricks fouls.
Two men jump at him, so Guy Santos just in the game. And that three will call it a pass. He gets it back from TJD. Trace again with another rebound. He did this last night. And Trace,
Your finishing IQ, find a way to go up and get fouled.
and Trace knocking down the free throw. Globetrotters.com.
Both of these teams coming off similar situations in their last game. This is going to be Utah ball took over. They could not handle him. The Warriors are going to see the Clippers after this game.
Yeah, Clippers on Monday, they won 6 in a row. Dangerous time to get them. Dangerous guy, Keontae George. Warriors fortunate. He missed that wide open three. They've already played 11 guys in the first 9 minutes of the game. So the back end of a back-to-back, Steve putting as many fresh horses in as possible. Pass to Jimmy Butler, did well to catch it into Guy Santos. Good recovery on Quentin Post, couldn't pull the three. Melton makes another one. So Melton had struggled with the three since coming back from the knee, and he's got 2 in the first quarter.
His defender cheating off him a little too much. The Jazz were in scramble mode there. They didn't look like the worst defensive team there, but he really made them work, kept moving it, stayed with it, found an opening.
Lopowski setting up Sensabaugh. Quentin Post is there to challenge. Just that. Just contest. Percentages change if you contest.
You just want to finish the quarter with a lead, as well as the Jazz have played. Demoralize them any chance you get.
That's on the pass.
If you execute, you move the ball, you'll get the looks you want.
So Isaiah Collier with Sensabaugh. Kyle Filipowski marking in. And Markkanen flipping it up and in and drawing the foul.
He just got a handoff, and it's GP as good as he can. Use the hang time. Podziemski tried to come and help, but he's a little late.
Missing the free throw. He's a 91% free thrower, so a bit of an oddity there. Markkanen was most improved, and he also was an all-star in 2023. There you go, Draymond to GP2.
I said it, get under the guy you're screening. He's going to switch on to you, then he's going to be on the wrong side. That's exactly what GP2 did there.
Walter Clayton getting his first playing time for Utah. Collier unable to finish.
Clayton is a sharp shooter. He's not shooting as well as he would like to from three-point range right now, only 30%, but he's got some bounce at his size. Again, you're trying to exploit the switch again.
Rudy with a sidestep three, got his base. Didn't finish that three, but GP2 got a layup. That microphone has him bouncy.
Jazz are going to make you earn it.
Stevie Wonder said it right. Superstition. If you believe in things you don't understand, superstition is the way. I just know you don't put up a graphic like that until the fourth quarter.
They insisted.
Blocked off Draymond. The Warriors trying to bail Policino out.
They couldn't motivate him.
Questionable producing decision. And Draymond tied the game.
And Draymond just kept running. It's sensed.
Draymond again. GP2. Tic-tac-toe.
Kind of caught that one back, GP2 did. Again, it's Steph Curry's double teams, and he's super unselfish with it. He's going to get rid of it. Sometimes you'll see him dribble past the slower defender as he gets Kevin Love inside. I'm really impressed with him. He's really taking care of his body. It is still serviceable, more than serviceable.
Rudy, he moved the ball where Markkanen couldn't get to it. And Moses, that's a great finish.
Get down there before the defense is set, before we have to deal with all the switching and Steph double teams.
Last 5 buckets for the Warriors, all layups. Walter Clayton, who can shoot from the outside, dropping that in.
I told you, he's a sharpshooter. He's 30%. It's going to go up. He won a championship with Will Richard at Florida. Played there 2 years.
Rudy corner three. GP2 again, another rebound. That one stayed on the iron and flipped off.
They're just not boxing him out adequately enough. And he's going to be around the basket. He is a little big man. He's going to make himself useful.
Markkanen can step all the way out to that three-point line, 37%, and dropping that in.
People forget he's 7 foot. Like, it's really tough to bother his shot.
And he's not minding that. They list him at 7'1". He's not one of those guys.
Markkanen is super agile. He's gotten off to a great start.
That is a fan.
Think about a Jaden McDaniels type of player. 3-and-D guy, really solid three-point shooter, slasher.
He's in there to bother Steph. Draymond out to Podziemski. Sets his feet for three. GP2 was in there flying again, but Kevin Love batted it away. Keontae George and Moody giving an honest effort defensively. And right there, it takes 11 seconds off the shot clock. Now Utah's under 10. And Clayton Cycling around Mikhailuk. Back out to Keontae George. And that's where you can't lead that guy.
They're one of the best assist teams in the league. They move the ball around and really make you work. They had the Warriors running all over the place that possession.
6 of 12 on threes for Utah. Moody got that one. So Moses, he has 8, 2 for 4 on threes.
That's a no-no. They're just cheating off the strong side. It's just an easy pass for Steph.
Keontae George again.
They are double teaming Steph so much. He's going to try to go fast before they get to him.
Yeah, Curry's only got 1 made field goal. Moody's getting all he can eat. Right now, 2 of 5. You can live with that 40%, but Moses hit 7 in a game at New Orleans.
That's the Jazz game plan. Anybody can shoot but Steph.
DP2 with the D. Kevin Love couldn't follow because Podziemski stayed with him defensively. Can you get Curry involved here a little bit?
They're going to have him move without the ball.
Podziemski, the fouls before that layup. Rita Kagan, her mom passed away December 28th, and we're just thinking of Linda and her family as well.
We're praying for you, Linda. Linda's awesome.
And our crew has been tough for the holidays for sure.
You and your family, Linda.
Will Richard missing that 3. Right now, Utah, they have the Warriors' attention. The Jazz playing very well, shooting at a 51%. Already hit 6 threes. Keontae George 11, Markkanen 11. They're the 2 big scorers. Cody Williams hammering that down.
Look out below. He turned the corner. F1 speed style.
He was the 10th pick a year ago. I want to see him and Jalen play one-on-one. Podziemski. Speaking of Jalen Williams and fighting. And when you beat Detroit, you beat San Antonio. Get your attention as Kevin Love misses there. I love the way Podziemski rebounds for a guard. There's just not a lot of guards that crash like he does.
He's always in the fight. He's willing to put his nose in there, literally. Got a crack how many times last season?
Thought about that 3. Shot clock at 10. Skip pass to Quentin Post. Open 3, and he got it. That feels good for QP.
That was Jimmy Butler. He gets no stat for that. He's setting a screen in there. He had 2 guys hemmed up. They didn't even think about closing out.
Warriors 8 of 18 from deep. Markkanen 7-1, just rising to catch that pass. Shot clock at 7. Markkanen with a big step all the way in to flip it up and in. He's got 13.
He's attacking the basket this game. He's not just settling. He's getting high percentage shots. Again, moving without the ball. They're getting him on the move.
Mid post, one corner. The other corner, halfway down and out.
He's just moving without the ball, and they're failing to move with him.
Here he talked about that rim, and Cody Williams is throwing down dunks.
He is bouncy. He does kind of look like his brother at times. I'm sure they've had some wonderful conversations. What a ride they're on. You're in the league with your brother.
Oh, no. Pass behind Melton.
Performance from Kawhi Leonard to put him away.
I'm starting to look at that clutch game thing, and that's going to be a travel.
You're bringing the ball pressure.
Jimmy Butler, 41% on threes, drops in a triple.
He shoots 2 of those a game. He's really selective with them. So you can tell when he feels good about it. That was a 1-footed jumper, too. He went jab step 1 foot like LaMelo Ball.
6 lead changes, 5 ties, and a very competitive first half. Markkanen, Keontae George are doing exactly what Will Hardy would want. As they're dominating right now with 15 now for Markkanen, 7 of 9.
Well, Will Richard stayed in front of him, but that guy's 7-1. Lauri Markkanen is a problem in there. He's a matchup nightmare.
You mentioned he's only taking the 1-3. We've had games where he's just settled for outside jumpers. Not tonight.
He's really intentional.
Jimmy Butler with the mid-range. Couldn't quite rim that home. Keontae George in on Podziemski. And flipping it up and out, but he will draw the foul.
We're trying to win the mid-range at a good percentage. With analytics and everything, that shot is going to be frowned upon. Will Hardy is still letting him handle the ball, and he's got quite a load on his shoulders, but he's showing that he's ready for it.
You also had mentioned, it's 90% free throws. I mean, you get into the 90s.
It's a weapon.
I mean, that is a weapon.
Now you're looking forward to getting fouled and going to the line.
Came on down the lane again. Melton has made a couple threes, and Will Richard tipped that while it was in the cylinder. That's basket interference.
They're trying to make, eventually you're going to see Steph get a little more aggressive, start trying to beat the slower defender, relocate.
Markkanen is 8 of 10.
They're giving him as a screener and a roller, too. So it's just tough to really throw a ton of bodies at him.
Curry is fouled. Now,
Win those, you're going to have the upper hand. You turn it over again here.
that's just a simple out-of-bounds play. It becomes a layup on the other end.
That's the story of their turnovers this game. They've been all self-inflicted. It's not really the Jazz forcing any of these.
Utah, 12-3 skid right before halftime. These final 3 minutes become very important as the Jazz equal their largest lead at 8. Curry. He had one made field goal in the first half here.
He kind of waited there. Draymond Green set such a great screen. He thought he had a little more time.
Gets the ball. Kick out to Filipowski on the baseline. Draymond's pinned him under the backboard. Might have been 3 in the key. He was in there quite some time, but Markkanen will get the dunk.
Well, everybody stayed home. And
Draymond for the Jazz, 36 points. The 2 big guys for the Warriors, only 16. I think Steph and Jimmy need a big second half to change things. Kevin Love 3. And Quentin Post, easiest rebound of the night. They've just said, Will Hardy's like, I am putting multiple guys on Curry every single time and daring anyone else to have a night.
They're going to play Steph off the ball probably more this half and see if they can get them to make mistakes.
Quentin Post with a wide open 3. Got it. Jimmy Butler knew what he was doing, took all the defense, and QP now. He has 8.
They're going to struggle to make those second efforts. Kevin Love was just staying with Jimmy Butler as Lauri Markkanen is still going. You got to get it for Markkanen. You got to get into him, man.
He's 10 of 13 for his 24 points.
Find a way to get up into him, show him more bodies. He's just in that flow state. You got to quell his rhythm somehow.
Shot clock at 7. Butler being fronted. And Jimmy, he knows all the tricks in the book.
You're just exploiting that switch. Keontae George switched onto him, but he's on the wrong side. Let him front you. Don't fight him. Throw it over the top.
Markkanen. Seen him score in bunches, but not this efficiently. He's making everything finally off iron there. Luke trying to stay with Curry. The one-handed passes. St. George now to Luke. Reset 3. Right now, Utah's hitting everything. They're a very pedestrian three-point shooting team. They're 18th in the league. You would not know that. That guy's the best three-point shooter ever. And Steph Curry bottoms at 3.
He's just going fast early offense before the double team can get there. I think that's the right idea for him. He's got to get a little trickier and craftier, think the game here.
Markkanen again with the pump fake, putting it in and drawing the foul.
He's getting wide pin downs. He had 2 to...
Utah's rebuilding all their young players. Markkanen's 28 years old. So he's not, he's not 22, 23. He's not like Keontae George and these guys.
He's a bona fide leader. He's got a wealth of knowledge. He's been around the league, a lot of different locker rooms, a lot of different dynamics.
Chicago and Cleveland.
He can kick knowledge to these young guys.
Butler. See that corner 3. Quentin Post flew in there, saved it, and got a foul.
Done. But they didn't even try there. They're just watching the ball in the air. And it's easy to do. It's kind of great.
That offensive rebound against Steph free throw. That's 5 points you just found. And you're going to need every one of them tonight.
Well, look at GP2.
He challenges in one game, though.
You can't ask for more than that.
Take that. Quentin Post. An open 3. So, without Draymond Green, who was ejected in the first half, if you're watching the Niner game and just joining us, the Warriors have to dig in defensively, but the way Post is shooting now, he's got 11, joining Steph in double figures.
There's another Steph double team.
He's shooting 27% on threes for 9 games, so it's good to see him kind of come out of that. 40% last year. Markkanen, an air ball, okay. Lauri Markkanen comes back to earth. That would help the Warrior cause. He's still 11 of 16 tonight. GP2 guiding it home.
Make Kevin Love make a decision in there. And Jimmy Butler's going to drive him, break the paint, make Kevin Love help. He couldn't get back to GP2. That was simple.
Kevin Love and Luke. Get it to Keontae George. GP2, give me that. What a beautiful steal.
He's gotten Keontae George twice now.
Oh, Steph was fouled and hopefully not hurt. That's 2 team fouls, Warriors 2 team fouls, Curry 3 long. And Kevin Love with the rebound. Against Orlando, Kevin Love has 16 points and 16 boards. Markkanen continues to score inside.
He's just agile and aggressive. He's running the floor. He's attacking every way possible.
Warriors been down by as many as 12. Steph to Quentin Post. I'll tell you, it's Curry, the decision maker there.
Oh, he's coming off of that pin down, and two guys meet him again. He's just ready for it now. He's anticipating it. Guys are going to be open. Set a screen for Steph. You'll be open.
Keontae George, trap it. He's with the ball fake, but kept shuffling his feet in the process.
They have Keontae George kind of second-guessing himself as G-Man Will Richard.
And Moses Moody. All jumping in on that on the perimeter. Post the decision maker. Paying it off.
The little again, they're finding ways to pick them apart.
11-2 run. Markkanen had to give it up. Mykhailiuk. GP2 deflected, but got all the way out to Collier. Keontae George, time to set his feet, and that's danger time. He's got 18, 4 of 6 on threes. Two main guys for Utah firing. Curry in response, a three of his own.
And he was looking at Simone Jenkins before that one went in. The umpire officially ghosted him. Got into Markkanen's body, just bounced off of him. Steph is powerful, more powerful than you think.
Collier skip pass, Markkanen for three. Shot an air ball. Air ball goes to the offense. Mykhailiuk pays it off.
And Markkanen second guessing now. He's missed one short where he airballed. That's an airball long.
Curry knocked down again.
Listen, Steph Curry
happens twice all season. It's going to take a lot from the guys in blue and a lot from that guy. And he was bottled up in the first half. He had only 9. He's already got 11 halfway through the third in this quarter.
Well, they're just showing him a bunch of bodies all happening.
Santos knocked it away.
Forced the turnover.
Podziemski running. Drop it off to Moody. Payoff TJD.
Okay. It's time for the Warriors to fire up now. They got Steph fired up. He's doing his thing. You're running the floor, getting him in fast break opportunities now.
Down 12 to up 4. Markkanen. Steph was out. First half, he had only Podziemski running.
You're running the floor, getting him in fast.
He flips it in, draws the foul.
Deep. He's got that kind of range. He's got it like that. Here's the bucket after that. He's directing traffic. Run with me. Keep up with me. Interior passing.
That was so pretty right there.
Finish strong. The Warriors are feeling good now. Now you have the lead. You've had a nice quarter. The first half was an uphill battle. Now they're feeling your pressure. You're bearing down on them.
Keontae George had 236. George had 232.
It up. Run with me. Keep up with me. Interior passing.
That was so pretty right there.
Finish strong. The Warriors are feeling good now. Now you have the lead. You've had a nice quarter. The first half was an usher. You're bearing down on them.
Keontae George had 2 37-point games in December. He's got 20 midway through the third here. Missed the free throw. So TJD with D'Anthony Melton. Santos, Podziemski, and Curry. Draymond Green's been ejected, so the rotation's going to change a little bit. Steph, it's 6 to shoot. Stop, go. Cycle to Podziemski. 3 on the way. And off back iron. But Utah, Hendricks. Lepowski switches out on Podziemski. Driving in the baseline to a cutting Melton to lay it up and in.
Drive from one side, cut from the other. Everybody's watching Pod's work, driving that baseline. Your man turns his head. D'Anthony Melton is moving.
Warriors had no players in double figures at halftime. They have 4 in double figures now. Hendricks driving, spinning. Trace fouled him. Protecting the rim, but got him up.
Get inside after that 3 ball.
Couple free throws from California Community Colleges.
In there from D'Anthony Melton. Pod's making the play. I love that he's not just watching Steph Curry. Steph is fired up. He's doing his thing. Steph popped out, could have passed it to him. Drive in there. You kind of catch the defense off guard as they all think you're working with Steph. Drive in there, create something.
And Curry putting it up and in. Oh, he thought about dunking that in a half-court set.
He got a little rim grazer.
The Warriors are 13 of 15 shooting in the corner.
That's cool. Go ahead and raise the roof.
Hendricks, well defended by Guy Santos, had to give it up. Sets the ball, pays it off.
Steph was raising his hand there. That's overhelp. Didn't really need that. The on-ball defender had him under control.
Steph had that knocked away. That's why it wasn't an up and down. Guy Santos to Trace. He went to hammer that, and Hendricks fouled him.
And D'Anthony Melton, they're directing traffic. The rim grazers.
37 years old.
You know, there. He's got some bounce.
No, but last year in the playoffs, he had a hamstring pull. Don't do that.
Don't bubble. Don't bubble. I'm trying to figure out who wants to take the ball out of bounds.
Looking for Steph, and Hendricks trying to stay with him at 6'9", and pretty physical with Curry there. Podziemski had to make something out of nothing.
Because they switched everything.
They even had the crowd saying they were bouncing Steph around like a pinata there off the ball. Filipowski, good footwork.
TJD thought he was going to pass that one out. Lulled him to sleep a little bit.
A lot of work in the comeback. And now Utah tying it back up.
Now you have to use all your experience. He's walked him down.
15-minute game. Step back, Curry. This Curry flurry has been fun to watch.
When I say use all your experience, I mean the Steph Curry experience. Step backs.
Oh, you're too easy.
That's quickness. You're just not ready to move your feet.
Say it again. We talked about Utah's defensive deficiencies. Curry from the Ferry Building. Drops in at 3, and the Human Torch has been fully lit in the third.
Did you see his reaction after that? Put 2 hands on his head like, I am amazing.
Well, 5 years ago today, he was amazing with his career best. That's 62 5 years ago.
He does stuff like this on the regular.
That's the ball. Had it knocked away. Steph is fouled. Is that Dubs 16 of 25. Utah shot 12 of 18.
Well, their offenses look great when they're not turning the ball over. Only 2 turnovers in that quarter. And Jimmy Butler, this one, but Podziemski gets it.
What a rebound by Pods. Will Richard 3. Got it! All Podziemski's effort gets a 3-pointer.
That is 16 second chance points to 5 in favor of the Warriors. That is a big part of the game.
I think of Utah, and it's my favorite quote, and I use it a lot. You always hear it as Kevin Love hits it. Rebounding is your opportunity to compete for possession of the ball. That was Jerry Sloan. That's what he said.
There's going to be a lot of misses. Go compete and get some of those.
Podziemski, speaking of a competitor, will draw the foul, but just rebounding.
Will Richard, D'Anthony Melton has had a really solid game. 3 for 5 from three-point range for him.
On the year, they're the 4th best free-throwing team in the NBA at 82%, but tonight, 12 of 18. And you kind of feel like you're going to need every point.
Are you going to get another clutch game here? The 2nd game of the year?
Isaiah Collier stopped again in the lane. Walter Clayton. The shot clock at 7. Here's Collier again, attacking like a tailback. Good Post sent him away a few times, and then Markkanen missed the 3, and Post with a rebound. What a sequence by Quentin Post.
He moved his feet against the guard. Kept Collier from getting all the way to the basket. That is containment.
Steph resting right now. This is Jimmy Butler, Podziemski, Will Richard with Post and Moses Moody.
See if they can get Jimmy Butler involved here. He's directing traffic in the corner without the ball.
Podziemski's got to make something out of nothing. Shot clock at 2. Throws Butler a grenade. Will Richard beats the buzzer with a 3.
But Jimmy Butler knew exactly how much time he had. The poise under pressure. That's almost as good as him rising up with the grenade. He knew exactly how much time he had. That one defender committed to him. Find Will Richard.
Markkanen, he's had the night, flipping it up and out. Post again, played the D.
And look at Podziemski and Jimmy Butler getting in there. How's your fight? Battle.
This is the Warriors' biggest lead right now. They flipped the game by 20 points. Down 12 to up 8. Butler in the lane to lay it in.
Yeah, you're exploiting all these switches. 2 defenders staying up with Moses Moody. They wanted to switch it. They couldn't figure it out. They're botching the coverages. Slip out of these.
Markkanen made him pick up the dribble. Clayton is a great perimeter shooter, missing there. Ricochet out to Collier. Skip past Kevin Love. Markkanen, 31 on the night. Step back three at 7-1. But Post didn't give up a blow by. Moody's got to be careful.
Yeah, you got to have the awareness. You got to know Collier is bearing down on you right there.
It's only the second Warriors turnover of the half. Collier missing, tip up and out. And you've got a rebound on the national championship. He's like, how did Will Richard last to the 56th pick in the draft?
That's what I'm saying. Clayton Jr. was a baller, too, for Florida. He was averaging 19 a game that last year.
Post. He is doing everything. He's got 15, 6 of 9 shooting. I can't believe his improvement defensively from year 1 to year 2.
It's a feel-good night for Quentin Post. And again, this has happened all night. 2 defenders stay up with Jimmy Butler that time. He made the right pass into the roller. They're not getting any third defender, any weak side help, anything that's going to bother the Warriors at the rim.
Collier flipping it up and out and marking it, hammering it home.
You didn't crack anybody. You didn't box out.
But you said the second chance points, 16-7, still favoring the Dubs.
You got 40 points in the paint now. Gotten a lot of good action, not a good balance to your offense.
Podziemski's doing something smart here. The shot clock doesn't start, but the game clock is running. When you have a lead, just get 10, 12 seconds off, no problem.
Milk the clock.
Save that. That's just 10 seconds you erase for no reason. Boston and Denver, Jokic had started that. He just waited to get the foul. The pump
Self almost caved in my chest. He came up on me.
Did you
ever to have? If you can just have the body control like Jimmy Butler does, to be able to pump fake.
Jimmy, 13 points, 7 assists, 2 rebounds. He had been under the weather last night. He comes back. Keyonte George trying to reheat. And leftovers aren't as good in the holidays. I'll fire him there.
I always like leftovers, but in this case, you're right.
I just went with the reheat thing, so I like the leftovers after.
I understand.
That's Billy Kennedy, 28 years in the league.
It's a lot of years.
And tipped. Jimmy won it. Moody saved it.
We got the first throw involved in this game.
Podziemski hot fire in there, but the shot clock at 5. He had to launch there. And here comes Keyonte George. Keyonte George took the body bump, and he's going to the line.
4% from three-point range.
He got 7 assists, too.
He is dynamic.
You can see Ace Bailey is out tonight, but
I think a couple summers ago, and then he went to the Olympics after that. But isn't basketball amazing? I bet Keyonte George, when he was growing up, he never thought he'd end up in Finland for any reason. One of his teammates is from there. Why not? Check it out.
A truly global game. Nearly a third of the players are not from the United States. The NBA, you can play, they're going to find the 450 best basketball players in the world. Moses Moody missing that 3. All right, Kate, to finish this, you're up 10, you're inside 7 minutes. What are you focusing on?
Keep taking care of the ball. Only 3 turnovers in the half. You're getting great looks every time as you get Clayton Jr. knocking down a 3. You got to keep them from getting high percentage looks, contest everything, no mistakes on defense, talk out everything.
You're about a minute away from Steph Curry coming back in.
You're trying to take advantage of their switches. They're switching literally everything.
Anthony Melton down the lane and right to the rim.
But you can use Jimmy Butler as a screener there. And he set a really good one. He kept his man from switching on to DeAnthony Melton.
And Melton 13 today off the bench.
And made DeAnthony Melton's defender go around him.
Clayton hit 1. Off back iron there, ricocheted Keyonte George. Kevin Love thought about that 3, and Jimmy Butler anticipated, steal, and foul. Stuff faster than you. And dropping in the free throw.
He wants to play the exact right way and then beat you at that.
I gotta find out if Jimmy plays chess. Since Clay got traded, people are ducking me on the chessboard.
If he doesn't play, he'll learn and get really good pretty fast, I think.
Frightening. Halfway through the 4th, Steph is back in. Keyonte George, Melton playing good defense. Can he get the rebound? Trace does, but he had a rebound foul on the Warriors.
Steps back.
Markkanen continues to roll 35 tonight.
And they exploited the Warriors switch. Steph Curry switched on to him. He's got the size advantage in there. You might want to come down and help a little sooner. Double team that.
Executing on offense. Utah's beaten Detroit. They've beaten San Antonio. They are not afraid, particularly when Markkanen and Keyonte George are rolling. Lob to Trace is hammered down. GP2 threw it perfectly.
The two guys stayed up with Steph Curry. He's back in the game. And Davis' defender to help. Let him fly.
Keyonte George. Trace gave ground, didn't commit the foul. Steph is headed the other way. Anthony Melton, three. GP2 going to save it. Guy Santos moved to make himself available. And he'll smart.
To do that in a quarter after you've been double-teamed and triple-teamed the whole game is impressive.
Kyler same with Curry. Trace only had that rebound. Markkanen on the outlet. Kyler soaring in on DeAnthony Melton will kick it out. They ran Clayton off the three-point line. Guy Santos knows the scouting report. Keyonte George, three. DJD, good box out.
That is scramble mode. Successfully executed.
Second half, the Warriors have shot 65% from the field. Curry's been in the middle of all of it, but good attacking inside. A lot of dunks and layups. Steph behind the back. GP2 will tee up a three and rattle that out.
They've been using all of the Steph double teams against the Jazz. Everything the Jazz do, they use it against them. They're rolling to the basket. They're exploiting switches, but they're taking care of the ball most important.
Curry with the foul there. He was the Final Four most outstanding player. 43% on threes average. Defense, as you mentioned repeatedly tonight, that's not the problem for Utah. You're seventh highest scoring team in the league. You got Markkanen, you got Keyonte George, you got shooters coming off the bench. It's slowing other teams down. Nine-point lead, but a long way to go. Steph was fouled.
He drew it. He's getting good at that. Jumping into. They're saying, let's try something different. He's making them pay this way, too.
Kawhi on my GSW hoop.
I have a lot of family members that are on high alert.
They love Hello Kitty.
It's wild, isn't it?
Huge.
It's a world phenomenon. Worldwide.
I remember I had the Hello Kitty plush doll a year ago. People tackled me to take it. I was like, here, you can have it. I made their night. Keyonte George on GP2. Interchange with Markkanen. Shot clock at 10. Keyonte George now on Steph. Curry moving his feet. Keyonte, interesting footwork. Gets it out to Clayton for three. And TJD another rebound.
That was clean. That wasn't a walk.
No, I'm just saying interesting footwork.
But Steph had some interesting footwork moving his feet, making sure he couldn't get that one off. He got a little help, then switched out. Really good team defense.
Inside 3 minutes. Curry, step back, off front iron. I'm just so impressed with the Dubs with the 3 turnovers in the second half. They're capable of having these nights, of taking care of the ball, and they're such a different team when they do.
They realize they didn't have to throw any tough passes. This is not a great defensive team that's going to make you do that.
Yeah, you're going to get Kawhi and the Clippers having won 6 in a row. And
why did you talk about turnover?
It's my fault. It's my fault. I mentioned a turnover and it happens. It's my fault.
That is totally on you.
Melton knocked that away.
He was trying to get it back, too. Yeah, we talked about this with Kessler.
If you had Kessler and Markkanen together, you got 2 7-footers. They one inside, one outside. Markkanen missing that three. Batted back by Mikhailuk. Sensabaugh missing, and Melton with the rebound. One thing for the Warriors, they've held Keyonte George 0 for 5 in the fourth. So they stopped one of their 2 main weapons. Couple more buckets or a couple more stops. They're playing the clock as well as the Jazz right now. Trailed by as many as 12, lead by 11. GP2 cut and flipped it up and out. Trace Jackson Davis, he's going to put that in. TJD with 9 points and 6 rebounds in 15 minutes. Very productive.
Crash rate 100%, 1,000%.
I think also, after Phil Polisino put up the graphic, the Warriors had beaten Utah 10 straight times at home. It's tough. And when they got down 12, people like Phil much less than they normally do. He's going to be saved tonight by Gary Payton, Steph Curry, and others.
It took a lot of mental toughness to overcome that graphic.
Don't put a 10-game winning streak graphic in the second quarter.
It's bad juju.
It is. Warriors overcame it anyway.
Warriors found their juice tonight, though.
Anthony Melton ticked off iron. Coming upon the final minute here. Laid up and in by Sensabaugh. Bryce Sensabaugh, the 1 year at Ohio State. Another 22-year-old on this team. Oh no, dangerous pass that Melton came to meet.
That's how you do it. Come to the ball. Be a wide receiver. Save your quarterback.
Clippers have won 6 in a row. The Warriors are going to have won 6 out of 8. It's going to be a big matchup Monday in LA. The one road game between now and January 21st. And